I love to spend time with the animals. Staying away from them for a very long time is almost unbearable. We communicate so well. We got each other's back. And I know you might be wondering what's going on and how it is that I communicate with the animals in the forest. My name is Isil, and this is my story. My mother and I lived in the deep forest, and it is the only place I've known all the while. We had no human friends or families, but great was the bond we shared with the animals, for they were the only friends and families we know. I remember one beautiful day. I went hunting, and yes, like I should, I was happy that an animal was in sight. With a heart full of happiness, I said to myself, indeed, the spirit of the forest has chosen this day to favor me. So I set my bow and arrow, aimed cautiously to avoid missing my target, and then I released my arrow. Yes, it did a good job. My aim hit the target, but something held me back as I was about to hurriedly go and catch what I have just killed. I wanted to confirm my shots and pick up that which I have hunted, and as I suspected, it was going to be a very big animal. Suddenly, I heard a sound from behind me. Behold, it was an angry mother wolf, whose newborn I had just killed with my arrow. Looking at it, I could only see one thing in its eyes: revenge. I ran even faster than my legs were expected to carry me, but I had barely taken a few steps when I realized I was already at the mercy of the wolf. Suddenly, a leopard came to my rescue. The leopard and the wolf battled, and guess what? Yes, you guessed right. I was amazed at the speed of my legs too. I found myself at home. Peaceful was my mother sleeping under her favorite spot, beneath a particular tree where she always loved to sleep. So I rushed to meet her. Mother, Mother, I am in trouble. She looked at me, and not even a word. Mother, please help me. I have killed a wolf, and its mother is after my life. My mother said, calm down, my child. You should come have some sleep. I was amazed. That was not what I expected. I expected a swift response from her to probably help me stay on guard and wait for this wolf. But no, her response was unbelievable. But I had no choice. The tone of her voice was so calming and worryless. It sounded as if I had nothing to worry about, as if everything was under control. So I slept so close to her. Of course it is expected. I was only fearful that the wolf might come and devour me. But my mother never shaked. She was just so confident that everything is under control. What can I say? I had to do as she has said. And of course, when we sleep, we are expected to wake up. So my case wasn't different at all. I did wake up, but then what I saw was far more than what I had expected. I woke up to see the mother wolf and some other animals of the forest all staring at me. You can imagine how that would feel. My legs were already failing. My heart was gone. For a while, I just kept mute. I think my spirit disappeared from my body. Of course, the body without the spirit is dead. And that, I guess, was my case. Worse was that even my mother wasn't in sight. So I worried. What had happened to my mother? Have these animals devoured my mother and made a meal out of her? I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what to do. Though I was alive, but I was lifeless, filled with fear, and even my lifeless body began to tremble. But something unbelievable happened. My mother walked in, and the animals began playing with me. They proved harmless. I couldn't believe it. The craziest part was that Mother said I had spent 3 whole days sleeping without food or water, and that, perhaps in this time, My mother had found a way to make peace with them. I do not have an idea how she did it, but somehow she seems to have found a way to make peace with the wolves and the other animals. I was still trembling in fear when I heard my mother's voice. Fear not, child. They are family. Filled with more curiosity, and even my fear grew and rose even higher than I had expected. Days later, my mother called me and said, henceforth, we would no longer hunt any animal of the forest, as we are now one family. In the forest, we know nothing like crowns. We do not have even ideas about them, or even the attire and its existence. I know you are wondering how a bush girl became one with a crown on her head. And of course, family is bond. So I guess now you are getting to know me better. This is just the beginning of my story. Please drop in the comment section what you learned from the story. And if you are interested in more of these stories, please comment interested. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications so that you will be notified whenever a new video is dropped. Thank you.